Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 BC High School Boys Basketball Championships right here at the Langley Event Center. This evening's 2A semifinal matchup features today's visiting team, the St. Michael's University School Blue Jays. And tonight's home team, the George Elliot Coyotes.
Now, it is time to play.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the teams, beginning with the St. Michael's University School Blue Jags. Starting with number 4, he's a guard, Tristan Koo. Guard number 5, Eunice Ozer. Forward number 6, Ken Wang. Forward number 8, Ty Olenek. Forward number 10, Noah Hillman. Guard number 11, Will Kinahan. Guard number 12, Justin Lee. Number 14, Tadeo Allardy. Number 20, Izzy Hellman. Forward number 21, Carter Fry. And forward number 23, Jinwoo Park. Head coach of the Blue Jags, Ian Hidlay, with assistant coach Jeff Rudd. And now, basketball fans, it's time to meet the George Elliot Coyotes, beginning with guard number 9, Ben Hitchens. Guard number 14, Jaden Lever. Guard number 4, Brandon Frechette. Forward number 5, Tristan Hearn. Guard number 6, Caden Kulik. Forward number 8, Bergren Van Lent. Guard number 10, Carter McConnell. Guard number 3, Nick LaFontaine. Guard number 12, Matt Darley. Forward number 13, Ron McCarthy. Forward number 17, Chris Auger. And forward, number 15, Garrett Anderson. Head coach of the Coyotes, Kathy LaFontaine, with assistant coach Dave LaFontaine. Your officials for tonight's matchup, Jason Cook, Tracy Chang, and Sean McManus. And now, basketball fans, without any further ado, it is time to get down to business. From the center court, it is the Blue Jags. It is the Coyotes. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
It's time for the BC Boys AA Provincial Semifinals. Live from the center court at the Langley Event Center. The number 11 seed, St. Michael's University School Blue Jags, 12-21 on the season. Second on Vancouver Island in the playoff tournament. They found their way here under all-time great head coach Ian Hyde-Lay. And they've won their 2 games in this tournament by a combined 4 points. 49-46 and 60-59 to get here. Up against the 32-8 number 7 seed George Elliott Coyotes from Lake Country, Okanagan. I'm Max Sussman. With me is Zach Griffin, your starters. For first, the St. Michael's University School Blue Jags. It's Tristan Kuhn, Ty Olinick, Noah Hellman, Will Kinahan, and Carter Fry. This is Fry. And we got some changed numbers here for George Elliott.
We'll get it sorted by the first quarter.
Yeah. Rebound, this is Elliott pushing. Baseline, no good. It's Caden Kulik. Kulik, Tristan Hearn, Nick LaFontaine. And number 8 and number 3. No, number 3 is Nick LaFontaine. 8 and 9 are unaccounted for on our sheet, so we'll have to figure that out. I think it's Chris Auger, just based on size, at number 8. This is Carter Fry. Hands off Olinick, no relation to Kelly. There's Olinick down low, blocked. Pushing. LaFontaine saved it. Another save. And this Caden Kulik. Ben Hitchens is number 9. One left to figure out. Who's number 8? Oh, we got a number 8. It's Bergen Van Lent. I nailed it. There's your starters. We got there. Hitchens spinning into the lane. The floater. Tough shot. Hitchens gets it to go.
And it's a really interesting place to be in, where St. Michael's University School is the underdog in this tournament. Only went 12-21 on the season. Basically got hot at the right time, and that hot streak has continued all the way to the semifinals here.
If you can say one thing about this Blue Jags team, they will be well prepared and well coached, as LaFontaine missed the 3.
Meanwhile, George Elliott went 32-8 on the season. Probably one of the better records, one of the better seasons in their program history.
Foul called. That's on Tristan Hearn.
Foul assessed to George Elliott, number 9, Ben Hitchens. His first personal foul, first team foul of the quarter.
George Elliott, the 7th seed. At this point, the second highest seed left in a tournament that has been devastated by upsets. Charles Hayes Rainmakers, the 1 seed, still left to play the 12 seed Sahali Sabres, with probably the best player in any tournament in this weekend in Liam McChesney on Charles Hayes. Kulik, no good, rebound. That's Hearns, but a jump ball's called, and it favors the Blue Jags. Down on the floor there is Noah Hellman, bleeding from the nose. Blood out of the nose. Ian Hyde-Lay looking for a sub. It'll be Jinwoo Park,
Substituting
6'2" forward, 12th grader.
Jinwoo Park.
Not a ton of depth on this St. Michael's team, Zach.
No, but they are going to be well coached and well prepared. You know that. Not an overall point differential in these two games so far in the tournament of +4. It'd be hard to get here if you were negative. I'm just going to say that.
Winning
right away.
both of their games have been one possession wins. Is that ball out of bounds? Last touch by Elliot. First time we've seen either of these teams. So bear with us as we figure out kind of their general style and their goals as teams. And St. Michael's is going to throw that one away. It's Kulik. Hitchens now. Looking to penetrate. Kicks out LaFontaine. Corner triple. No good. The rebound. Caden Kulik. Threw it off the backboard, and that's going to be out of bounds. St. Michael's probably would have rather gotten out. Sorry, that was Bergen Van Lent throwing it off the backboard. I feel like I'm going to confuse those two a lot. Similar size, similar haircut. 8 and 6 look the same in a pinch.
12, Matt Darley.
This will make it easier. Kulik goes to the bench.
Matt Darley on for Kulik. Bergen Van Lent guarding Carter Fry. Off the dribble is Fry. The three ball in the corner, no good. Rebound, Ty Olynyk. It was Will Kinahan missing the three. And that foul is going to be
The foul is assessed to Coyotes number 9, Ben
on
Hitchens.
Ben
His second
Hitchens.
personal foul.
his second already here. And it's a 2-1 ball game. Top of the first inning. Carter Fry guarded by Van Lent.
Could also just be a really low-scoring CFL football game.
One team with a rouge as Fry misses the three off the dribble. One thing about St. Michael's I've noticed over the years, Ian Hidlay doesn't do a ton of in-game coaching. His teams are prepared, and if they execute, they win.
We already did see a bit of during that free throw situation for Tristan Kuhn. He brought out Noah Hellman as well as Ty Olynyk, letting them know the strategy for George Elliott is if they score, they go to a zone. Just haven't seen George Elliott score all that much.
LaFontaine
See
shot,
if he's right about that.
shot affected by Tristan Kuhn. Into the corner, this is Olynyk. Up top, Carter Fry. Driving on Van Lent, Fry tough layup. Carter Fry, he's got 4 points.
You just know with Ian Hidlay, this is going to be a really tricky, difficult, well-coached defensive type of basketball game. And if they can lock down the paint, it'll make things a little bit easier. And Noah Hellman coming back in with a couple of cotton swabs stuff up his nose.
Some plugs. They didn't stop the nosebleed, but they're going to deal with the symptoms.
So they've scored, so they're dropping into a 2-3 zone. So it seems Ian Hidlay's done his homework. No surprise there.
Jinwoo Park, free throw line jumper, no. Ty Olynyk reaching for the ball. It's out of bounds, last touched by the Blue Jags. Hellman back in. He'll bring out Will Kinahan. And in for the Coyotes is Ron McCarthy, as well as Caden Kulik.
For the Coyotes coming in number 6, Caden Kulik.
LaFontaine, three off the dribble's good.
That was a smooth one. Knew he was doing that from the moment he brought the ball up. Just a little hezzy into a jump shot and immediately into the 2-3 zone off of the score.
Olynyk to Hellman, can't finish, but he's fouled. And Noah Hellman
Substituting in for the Coyotes,
playing
number 10,
with a nosebleed.
Garden McConnell.
Draws good contact.
Foul was assessed to Coyotes number 6, Caden Kulik, his first personal foul.
Just a 10-man roster for St. Michael's this year. Perennial powerhouse in this tournament. They went to 3 straight finals before missing last year's. That was during the run of Graham Hidlay, coach's son. Guys like Max Wilmot as well. It wouldn't be a AA tournament without the St. Michael's Blue Jags.
It would be,
It'd
that'd
be
so
weird.
weird.
It'd
That'd
be
be
so-
so weird.
Yeah. It would be like a 4A tournament without Burnaby South. Or Kelowna. Or this year, like a 3A tournament without South Kamloops. That is weird. 3-ball from the corner, no good. Tip drill. Hellman ripped it away, but it came to an Elliot player. That's Carter McConnell. 3, LaFontaine. What a shot!
He's come ready to play. We've seen this a few times. Guys hit on the outside as the game gets going. But right now, LaFontaine, just a clean jump shot, good form. Not even hitting rim yet.
And Ian Hidlay wants a timeout. As the defense frustrating St. Michael's earlier, that 2-3 zone off a make.
That's a very well-coached, a sign of a well-coached team. If off of makes, they always know when to drop into a zone in situations. Okay, off misses, we're going to go to man. It's takes a very disciplined team to be aware of the situation to pull something like that off. And it's very confusing for an offense to try and figure that out. For the opponents to figure out. St. Michael's, okay, well, are we running our zone sets? Or are we running our man sets? Ian Hidlay picked up on it. He knew going into it. Immediately he pointed that out to his players, but now he has to communicate to everyone. But it's so difficult to game plan. Okay, well, we're going to draw this up. Remember, we have to run this play. That's if they miss. Okay, and if they make it, okay, wipe the board. We're going to do this. It's a very tricky thing, and it's a simple thing on paper, but man, it's hard to execute defensively.
St. Michael's comes out picking up about half court. Nick LaFontaine dishes Carter McConnell. That's McCarthy. Matt Darley with the ball now. Izzy Hellman in, crossed over there. Kulik, LaFontaine.
Oh my goodness.
Hair trigger jumper, Nick LaFontaine. 3 for 3 from deep to start this one.
And these are tough shots he's hitting. I don't know what more you can do. He had a hand right in his face. That was just a tough shot. A good player making a tough shot.
Uncatchable pass from Tristan Kuhn there.
And right now, St. Michael's just has to stymie the flow. Just get through the initial onslaught. George Elliott's come, and they're hitting from the outside. Just get through it. Oh boy, heat check.
LaFontaine missed the heat check, and the push-off called on Caden Kulik down low. So LaFontaine finally misses.
So he's human is what you're saying.
Small victory for St. Michael's. Blue Jags, home of, or alma mater of the greatest basketball player in BC history.
In Canadian history.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. Steve Nash is who we're talking about. You might know him from the gyms. That he doesn't want his name on anymore, but they're still there. He sued to get them to take the name off. I don't think he won that lawsuit because I still see Steve Nash Fitness World everywhere. Here's Kulik. Back out. 3-ball. McConnell got it. Now we're seeing what this George Elliott team is about. Shooting.
Yeah, and if you can see then, if they're getting hot, shooting is just one of the number one things you can count on for an upset. Defense and shooting, and they're really well disciplined and well coached defensively. And if they're hot, I don't know, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to struggle to beat them on any given night.
Substitution incoming for George Elliott, number 8.
Timeout again for St. Michael's. But what can you even do as a coach at this point? They're hitting contested 3 after contested 3, Zach.
Some of them are contested. The last one by Darley was a bit open. The ball movement is there, but yeah, it's tough. They're just hitting tough shot after tough shot. This one in particular from LaFontaine, there's not much more you can do on that one. That's just a player feeling himself. The zone is a real thing, Max. And if a player gets in it, it's hard to deal with. You can just contest as much as you want. The problem is on the offensive end, they've also had a bunch of careless, reckless passes and turnovers. George Elliott's playing aggressive, but they're not really forced turnovers. They're just kind of making bad passes at the feet, throwing it way over someone's head, over in backs. The moment's really getting to St. Michael's right now, and they're just putting themselves in a hole that they're going to have to dig themselves out of.
I know the zone is a real thing. I once hit 3 shots in a game.
Good for you, man.
Darley out to Van Lent. LaFontaine driving, and he'll draw the foul. Something tells me Nick LaFontaine can hit free throws.
What gives you that impression?
He's just a good shooter, Zach. 2:09 to go, 17-8 after that first free throw. Barely hit the net. Smooth. LaFontaine's second's good, and it's an 18-8 lead, 10-point ball game here early. You're watching BC Boys AA semifinal action on TFSETV.ca. I'm Max Sussman, my partner in crime, Zach Griffin. Step back, triple, no good for St. Michael's, and they had an offensive rebound, but they couldn't control it, and a foul is going to be called on Hellman.
Interesting to see the strategy they're going to try to employ against the zone offense, against the zone defense. We saw a lot of that the game previous to this one against the 1-3-1 of High Road and Kelowna Christian.
They won it with 3s down the stretch.
They won it with 3 down the stretch. They also went high post. Immediately here, they're trying to set up screen the zone. Another strategy to get guys open.
Darley, 3 is short. Ball out of bounds off Elliot. It's Ron McCarthy knocking it out of bounds. Fry pulls up top of the key. Short. Elliot looking to push. It's Darley. Pulls up, blocked. Got his own rebound. Out to McConnell. Pulls up from 15, got it.
They're running them off the three-point line now, but man, another off of ill-advised shot. I get that Carter Fry was open. They're daring him to shoot that one, but man, after that, it's the way that George Elliott's running right now. You gotta get back in transition.
It's the 5th foul on Elliott, so St. Michael's will be shooting. Often a great equalizer. Chris Auger checks into the ball game. Free throws for Hellman. First one's good. Izzy Hellman. Second one's good as well.
And that's something you can control the more the game goes on. Just try to get points any way you can right now if you're St. Michael's. Struggling to figure out this zone man defense. Just get to the free throw line when you can and get points that way.
Will Kinahan in. Oh, right to the bucket. Tough take from McCarthy. Couldn't find it. Hitchens.
What a
nice
pass.
dish. McCarthy blocked by Hellman. McCarthy back up. And one. Rowan McCarthy has a chance to make it a 13-point ball game with 41.5 to go in the first.
There's no one on the Blue Jags roster who can contend with that kind of size, especially with Auger, and that's 2 6'5" guys. Tallest one out there is Carter Fry at 6'3". Ron McCarthy also a pretty big and a bigger,
Muscly.
muscly. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Muscly. Auger as well. Big, strong player. Here's Kuhn. Trying to dribble around this zone. Kicks it to Olynyk. Ty Olynyk, baseline, floater, long. Final possession of the first for George Elliott. Hitchens, what a pass. Up top, Darley. Deep college triple, no good. Rebounded by Hellman.
Not very well aware of the clock. They could have held for last shot there if they wanted.
So could St. Michael's, but they won't. Kuhn hits the triple, and it's a 10-point game. 2 on the clock. Hitchens, can he get one up? He does. Good if it goes. It doesn't. And at the end of one, 23-13, The 7 seed George Elliott Coyotes lead the 11 seed. The St. Michael's University School Blue Jags back with the second quarter. And thoughts and analysis from Zach Griffin. I'm Max Sussman. You're watching BC Boys 2A Provincial Basketball Semifinal action live on TFSETV.ca. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter here on TFSETV.ca. First semifinal in the BC Boys 2A Provincial Tournament. Max Sussman, Zach Griffin with you. Zach, first quarter, what stood out for George Elliott?
Rebounding. George Elliott getting a lot of extra looks. They have more offensive rebounds than St. Michael's does overall rebounds. They have 16 rebounds to 6, 7 of which are offensive.
Elliott throws it away. Another bloody nose for St. Michael's. Not used to the altitude here in Langley.
Keeps trying to check it.
This time it's Will Kinahan. And Izzy Hellman will come on for him.
Substituting in for the Blue Jays, number 20.
Overall, though, yeah, the shooting numbers little low. 33% as a team for George Elliott, 26.7 for St. Michael's, but it's the extra looks created by those rebounds that's been the bulk of the scoring for George Elliott.
Izzy Hellman, corner three, no. Rebound. It's Will Hellman. Noah Hellman, rather. Up top. Kuhn kicks it into the corner. Three ball, Olenek. No. Another rebound for Hellman. Hellman rejected by Auger. Out to Noah. Back to Izzy. Turned over. Darley the steal. Ian Hadley watching his team play a little bit out of control. Not happy with that.
I don't think you would ever qualify him as happy during a game, though.
I don't know. He smiled when they won the title.
Yeah, that would do it, though.
I saw him smile
That was
once.
after the game, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, what a pass.
Nice feed. Wide open in the corner. No good. Caden Kulik, what a feed. The no-look passes from Ben Hitchens so far, fairly impressive.
I was going to say, it's too bad he got into early foul trouble because, man, these passes, he's been doing that for a full quarter. It's amazing.
LaFontaine on the rebound, the putback, and it's a 12-point game.
Foul assessed to Blue Jays, number 4, Tristan Perry is his first personal foul. The basket is good and one.
Yeah, so much of this offense for George Elliott has just been in the full court, getting out in transition. St. Michael's is getting out and just not executing the offensive zone. They're forcing bad shots. Tough sledding, and they're only down 13. So plenty of time, though.
Brandon Frechette, wearing number 14, checks into the ball game. Minahan back out. Kuhn the triple. Got it. Tristan Kuhn. A couple of threes here.
The three ball is a good way of getting back into the game quickly. They're going to be playing a zone. So you know it's going to be there if you can hit your outside shots. Oh my goodness, Ben Hitchens is fast.
Down low, Kulik spins, kicks it back up top. Frechette. Hitchens. Crossover. Behind the back dribble, lost it, but a foul called on Olenek. That's 2 on Ty Olenek. And a timeout called by George Elliott. Little mini run for St. Michael's, back within 10, 7:37 to go. And Zach, I feel like we do this several times a year, but for our viewers, break down how you defeat a 2-3 zone.
The 2-3 zone, the premise of beating really any zone is you got to get the zone overall moving. You're only as good as your slowest player. Everyone has to move as a unit, so you have to have ball movement. Now, because of the ball movement, it's going to be in-out because it's going to force the zone to collapse and expand a whole bunch. So it's moving all the parts around. So if you can get the ball at the inside, typically in the high post area, there'll be kickouts. And when you kick out around the perimeter, there's going to be open threes happening. But there are several ways of getting it. Traditionally, it's moving the ball around the perimeter, in, out, to the post. You get two posts playing high-low, one ceiling and one dives and one goes up top. And those two players just go back and rotate. It'll be there. It's just a matter of finding the open spaces in the middle and behind the zones and exploiting them.
That's Zach Griffin. I'm Max Sussman here with you on the call. BC Boys 2A semis. Nick LaFontaine missed the three. It's out of bounds, staying with Elliot. Three ball, Frechette, no good. And Tyo Linick looking to push. He's got Frechette chasing him down. Fry, top of the key.
St. Michael's got away with one there. They left the corner wide open.
Linick to Fry. Fry kicks it. Three ball, Minahan, no good. Rebound out of bounds, last touch by Tyo Linick. Here's Ben Hitchens with it. Hitchens down low. Feeding Tristan Hearn. Kicks it back. Kulik the three. That's wide left and short and an air ball.
Take your pick.
It's getting windy in here. St. Michael's leads the tournament in bloody noses already with two in one quarter.
Presentations, please.
Caden Kulik just really hasn't been able to establish himself in the offense. It's been LaFontaine doing the bulk of the scoring. He just hasn't found a rhythm.
Carter Fry picked up his dribble. Skip pass for Olynyk. Kuhn inside the floater. Tough shot. Lovely touch for Tristan Kuhn. We had his name circled before the game. Along with Carter Fry. That means that we were told they're good. Is Tyo Linick the takeaway? Tyo Linick the breakaway. Minahan left it behind. And it's Hellman inside. Noah Hellman the finish. 6'3", 11th grader.
Congratulations, guys, on a good season.
And St. Michael's in a man.
And the player of the game from this last
Hitchens.
game from Bateman, number 11.
Frechette, the three, no good. High bounce off the rim, rebound Hellman. St. Michael's back to within 6.
Congratulations, everybody.
In the
If you want
corner,
pictures,
head
feel free
fake.
at either end.
Minahan
Have a
gets
safe
up,
trip home.
blocked, and Frechette will push. Kulik cutting inside, up and under, no. Rebound Kuhn. Three ball is good. Tyo Linick. And just like that, 26-23, Zach. Here come the Blue Jags.
It's just little by little. There's no such thing as a 13-point play. They're just chipping away, chipping away. Their defenses has picked up the intensity. They've gotten a couple breaks from a couple misses, but they're getting the rebounds and they're getting out in transition.
Defensive adjustment. It's Tristan Kuhn on Nick LaFontaine. He's not even watching the ball. He's just face guarding LaFontaine.
Yeah, every once in a while, someone gets the shadow assignment. You're in for a long day, but man.
Literally not even watching the play.
Yep, you got hot and you're playing the shadow. It's tiring, but it shows a lot of trust in your coach to get that assignment.
Tristan Kuhn's also been the leading scorer for St. Michael's. Hit a couple of threes. Van Lent Into the corner, 3-ball, got it. Tristan Hearn. Foul on Tristan Kuhn away from the ball. And that's a push.
Yeah, I was watching that the entire time. He was face guarding him, and he kind of went to box him out, but he got his hands up high in the chest area. LaFontaine fell. Kuhn said that he flopped. LaFontaine said he pushed me in the chest.
Hitchens gets it inside. Van Lent. Knocked away. Ty Olynyk. Hellman back the other way. Into the corner. Olynyk, the 3. Short. LaFontaine the rebound, and he's fouled. It'll be on Izzy Hellman. Kinahan back in, as well as Rowan McCarthy. Second on Izzy Hellman. 32-26. It was a 10-point lead at the beginning of the quarter for George Elliott. St. Michael's trying to do the unthinkable. 9 games under 500 on the regular season.
Make it to a provincial final.
That would be something. That's how you get a raise as a coach. Kuhn, guarded by LaFontaine, hands off to Olynyk.
And they've gone away from the zone after a make philosophy.
A couple of made threes will do that. Carter Fry. Now Olynyk. Oh, he'll just trigger. No good. Rebound, and it's Kuhn and LaFontaine fighting for it. And it's St. Michael's basketball.
Kuhn almost got caught with a third foul. He tried to reach over top of LaFontaine, but quickly let go, and LaFontaine turned. He re-grabbed onto the ball to force the jump. He's got to be careful. He's been their best offensive go-to. Kuhn hitting from the outside. If he picks up his third, he'd have to sit for the rest of this half, most likely.
LaFontaine will sit. Carter Fry with the basketball. Guarded by McCarthy. Fry, the crossover into the lane. Tough layup and one! Carter Fry, the length finishing at the rim. He's been good with contact today so far.
And with the left hand finish, no less. Yeah, Carter Fry just put the ball on the floor, just carved through that defense. That foul on McCarthy, his first.
Fry missed the free throw. And St. Michael's conceded the rebound, but they probably would have come away with that.
They almost got the ball back with no one rebounding.
That'd have been something.
That would have been a Shaq and a Fool moment.
Max and a Fool on this broadcast. Bergen Van Lent passes off. Hearn, the layup. Tristan Hearn trying to pump up his team. They're up 8. Fry guarded by McCarthy. 3:30 to go. They're just clearing out for Carter Fry. He can't get the shot to fall. Back the other way comes McCarthy. Tristan Hearn kicks it out. Darley, Hitchens. Darley the jumper, no. Tipped, and it's Carter Fry on the rebound. Fry back the other way, looking to pull his team back to within 6. This is a new look offense for St. Michael's, usually a very motion offense thing. They're just running ISO. Pick and roll for Carter Fry. Off the screen, the triple, no.
Yeah, not used to seeing just a one-player reliant offense for St. Michael's.
Hitchens, Darley, Van Lent. Back to Hitchens. 2:33 to go, 33-25. 3-ball, Darley, no. Rebound, Kinahan. I got there. Kuhn, right around the defender, high off the glass, no. The rebound, Hellman, the putback for Noah Hellman.
Noah Hellman's doing all the dirty work down low, undersized, doesn't matter. He's got the specs on, he's gonna go to work. He's just cleaning up all the misses.
according to my calculations, you just got wrecked on the boards. It's a nerd joke because he has glasses.
Okay.
We see some of the three-point shooting from St. Michael's in the replay that forced George Elliott out of that zone. But Elliott's been bombing threes as well.
Yeah, it's something like some outside shooting to make you second guess the zone. And they've been doing well with the man too. Again, it's a very tricky thing to pull off. We're going to run a man defense off of misses and a zone off of makes. You can pull it off, great. But and it's also great because if one's not working, you can fall back on one that you're just as comfortable with. A lot of teams make their identities either as a zone defense or a man defense. To be able to do both just as effectively, that's a nice thing to have as a coach.
33-27 the score in semifinal number 1 here at center court at the Langley Event Center. BC Boys AA provincial basketball action on TFSETV.ca. Coming up next, whenever this one finishes, because we're well behind schedule here at center court, thanks to a double overtime game to start the day. The Sahali Sabres, the 12 seed. 3 balls good for Tristan Hearn against the number 1 seed, Charles Hayes Rainmakers. In a battle of 2 of the best bigs in this bracket. Liam McChesney headed to Utah State next year. And Jaden Smith, who had a 30-rebound game in the quarterfinals yesterday. 10 points and 30 boards and 6 blocks, I believe. That'll be an interesting matchup. LaFontaine bombs the triple, no. It'll be interesting to see how they play with one another. I don't even think we're necessarily going to see McChesney guarding Smith.
That's a very
that's going to be a
possibility.
That's going to be a Kyle Layton matchup, I think.
Yeah.
That foul's going to be on Ron McCarthy, his second. 36-27, 9-point game. 88 seconds left in the half.
Substitutions coming in for both teams. Number 4 for the Coyotes.
Subs for St. Michael's. Off comes Kinahan. In comes Izzy Hellman. So it'll be the Hellman brothers, along with Olenek, Kuhn, and this man, Carter Fry. Fry goes right at McCarthy. Tough layup, draws the foul. Carter Fry. Going to put all the big wings in foul trouble for George Elliott if he keeps playing like this.
Not a bad strategy. That's the 3rd one now on Ron McCarthy. So Emily Kulik comes back in, as does LaFontaine. Yeah, Carter Fry. That's now about 5 or 6 times the last few possessions. Just clear her out, let him work.
He's got a good handle, good length. He's been finishing at the rim. If he can hit a 3, that's all the things you want from an ISO player. And they're going to go into a zone press, it looks like, off a made basket. Fry missed it, so they'll pull it back. 8-point game. 76 seconds left in the half. LaFontaine, hair trigger, got it! Oh my goodness. Nick LaFontaine.
They're setting that double high pick, and it's so hard. It's not one of those you can switch them, so you have to decide, are we going to go under or over? And he went under. You bit.
Foul's going to be on
Brandon Frechette.
Brandon Frechette. So now who's number 14? I thought that was Frechette.
Jaden Lever.
3 ball. Kuhn. No good. Rebound. It's Noah Hellman. Carter Fry open for 3. Another rebound for Hellman. Hellman's got to get it out to Fry. It's like a 1-3-1 zone here for Elliott. Fry. Kuhn. Open. No. And the Hellman brothers can't get that rebound. When you hear Ian Hyde-Lay yelling, "What are we doing?" It's not a great sign. It'll be an interesting halftime meeting for this team. Down 11 here. Final possession will be Nick LaFontaine and George Elliott's to have. LaFontaine off a screen. 3 ball. Got it. Nick LaFontaine. Ice in his veins.
Man, he's been hitting some tough shots too.
as Olenek airballs the three at the buzzer. A 14-point lead as George Elliott pulled away at the end of the second. That'll do it for the first half here on TFSETV.ca. Semifinal number 1 in the BC Boys AA bracket. The second half coming up. Blue Jags, Coyotes next.
Tell all your friends and loved ones back home to tune in to TFSETV.ca to be a part of the championship action. Pay-per-view games, all-access passes, and on-demand games are available all at TFSETV.ca.
Welcome back to center court at the Langley Event Center. BC Boys Provincial Semifinals action in the AA bracket. St. Michael's University School Blue Jags, the 11 seed, up against the 7 seed George Elliot Coyotes. Ian LaFontaine went off in the first half, 24 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 10 from downtown Zach. The defensive adjustment for St. Michael's, what's it going to be?
You gotta stop Nick LaFontaine from getting quote unquote open.
It
quote
doesn't,
unquote,
it doesn't
looks at
matter.
From 3. Shot clock a little late to start. Clock still running, so they'll restart that. But it's
Just a clean restart here, probably. We've seen the early adjustment was Tristan Kuhn just face guarding him, but it doesn't seem to be working. They're running him off of double screens, maybe 2-3 screens on a possession. And it doesn't even really matter how much space he's got. Nick LaFontaine is pulling the trigger.
If he can get the shot off, it's enough space for him. He just had one of those halves. You kind of also have just to hope that there's no way he can do that in the second half, right? 5 of 10 from 3 is nuts at any level.
This is post Steph Curry High School basketball. Another 3 is good. Bergren Van Lent. 45-28. LaFontaine still has more than half of his team's production, just trailing the entire St. Michael's team by 4. Kuhn doubled. Olynyk back to Kuhn, his open triple. Got it. Tristan Kuhn.
And they utilized the high post there. Ty Olynyk flashed because they were double teaming Kuhn on the wing. They sent it into the middle and kicked it right back out to Kuhn. Wide open for 3. Gonna have to utilize a lot more of that high flashing, high post action.
And if they can get Kuhn and Fry going together, Nick LaFontaine, the air ball to start the game. What team is that over there taunting Nick LaFontaine?
I'm trying to see it. They got the hoodies on.
I thought it was George Elliott for a second because they got green and black. Maybe they're just razzing their buddy.
Nice play.
What a feed. Olynyk had his shot blocked, though. Bergren Van Lent crashing. Tristan Hearn back out to LaFontaine. Kulik, baseline, no finish. Hearn the rebound. And that's going to be a foul. It'll likely be on Carter Fry. It is on Carter Fry. That's his 3rd personal foul.
St. Michael's is utilizing.
Wait, 2nd, sorry, go ahead.
St. Michael's is utilizing the high-low a lot better in these first 2 possessions. That's just a great play from Bergren Van Lent to get that block, but I mean, the high-low is going to be there just against a 2-3 zone because it forces one player to come up, and if you get the other one cutting, the wings already at a disadvantage because they're playing outside. You get it to an open big. If you have 2 bigs you can pass to one another, those looks are going to be there.
Free throw's good. More of this zone from Elliot. Feed for Hellman, tough look. And he'll draw free throws, draw a foul rather. So Hellman with the pair of free throws to try to make it a 14-point game.
And that time you saw the opposite. Instead, you saw the ball go low and then to the cutter from up top. Yeah, that interior passing has to be there. It's a tight window, but if you feed it, you're going to get rewarded with easy looks.
Hellman's first free throw is long. Second one's good. 15-point ball game here. Minute and a half into the second half. And St. Michael's is pressing, but they broke it. Oh, and Kulik had an open opportunity at the rim, but the ball sailed over his head. If St. Michael's can keep getting stops and buckets, that's how you make comebacks.
They're picking up in the 1-2-1-1 zone press, too. So going to try and force the issue a little bit. Try and get turnovers. Try and get George Elliott rushing a bit.
Carter Fry leaves it short. Rebounded by Bergren Van Lent. And here's Hearn. Into the corner, Kulik. Head fake, swings it back up top. A lot of contact, Van Lent made the catch. Looking like Randy Moss getting that over the defensive back. Hearn, fake to nobody. Here's Hitchens. Guarded by Fry. Into the paint, over Hellman, no. Rebounded, Hearn, foul. And it's the size inside for Elliot carrying the day with their shots not falling.
In the first half, it didn't really matter because they were just hitting at such a high clip that it was okay. Overall, as a team, only shooting about 34%.
That's still good. You
But
want 33,
30
right?
from the field. No,
Oh,
33
sorry.
as a team is pretty good. They're shooting 35% as a team from deep. A lot of that was due to Nick LaFontaine shooting 5 of 10 by
The
himself.
rest of the team 3 for 13.
But yeah, but because of the rebounding we talked about after the first quarter, it just gives them extra looks. It gives them more possessions, time to get the ball to players like LaFontaine, who's been hitting. But they're just doing such good work crashing the boards. You can't get into your offense because you're trying to have to play defense for another possession. You just keep whittling away, and it just breaks the team down.
What is this zone? Is it 2-1-2? What am I looking at?
It's a 2-3, we're just playing a little high.
Ball out of bounds, tipped away by Bergen Van Lent. Chris Auger into the game for Elliot. Hearns has 9 points, second leading scorer on the team for Elliot.
The other adjustment is Auger. That's why it looks like a 2-1-2, playing a little high to take away the high post. So it just looks kind of weird, but it is a 2-3.
Olynyk, Hellman, the floater. What a shot by Noah Hellman, doing all the dirty work for St. Michael's down low.
He's been battling down low the entire game. Finally gets rewarded for his efforts, but yeah, it's just been dirty work, grunt work. All things that have to get done, he's doing it.
LaFontaine guarded by Kinahan. So they've moved Kuhn off of him.
Oh, what a pass.
What a feed, Ben Hitchens. That's his second assist of the game. That doesn't seem right. He's been setting guys up left and right.
They haven't been hitting at that high of a clip.
That's true. Skip pass, Kinahan. Re-skip. Tristan Kuhn, rather. Rebound, Auger. And there's Tristan Hearn. Handoff to LaFontaine, stolen. Lead pass, Ty Olynyk. Fouled by Hitchens, and he'll shoot a pair. That's 3 on Ben Hitchens.
Foul was as to George Elliott, number 9, Ben Hitchens.
As St. Michael's tries to claw their way back into this one.
Second team foul of the quarter, bringing to the line, number 8, Ty Olynyk.
First free throw for Olynyk is good. Reminder, this St. Michael's team, 12-21 on the season. Got hot in their regional playoffs, and they won a couple one-possession ball games to get to this point.
Yeah, the top 2 teams on the island get in. You get hot at the right time, you finish, get to the finals, you're going to the tournament. Doesn't matter when you can win the right games. Next thing you know, you get hot at the right time, you're in the semifinals with a chance to go to the finals.
Auger off the backboard and in. 17-point lead for George Elliott. Looking to get to the finals as a 7 seed. Either way, either one of these teams getting to the finals would be a pretty big deal. Olynyk kicks it out. Carter Fry into the corner. Kinahan. Baseline sealed off. Fry driving. Fry shooting. No. Rebound Van Lent. We had Kuhn wide open on the wing. Carter Fry looking for his own shot, though. Step back triple LaFontaine. Pair of air balls here to start the second half. LaFontaine now 5 for 12 from downtown.
Safe to say he's cooled down since the first half.
And he'll sit down.
Yeah, he was just hitting some really tough shots in that first half, too. A lot of contested ones, some deep ones, off the dribble ones. Just making guys look foolish. Good to see he's at least human.
Kuhn triggers. Oh, in and out. Olynyk couldn't control the rebound. Auger down low, banging, fouled. If it's on Tristan Kuhn, I believe that's his fourth. His third, sorry. We've seen quite a bit of attrition here on center court, fouling out wise. They'll leave Kuhn out there. Up top to Darley. Darley hands it off for Ben Hitchens. Hitchens is fouled. That'll be on Kinahan. That's his second. It's his third, rather. 16-point game. Hitchens makes it 17. Coming up next, the number one player in the province, Leah McChesney and the Charles Hayes Rainmakers, the number one seed, with their only losses at 18-2 coming against 4A teams. Did I have that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. They'll play the number 12 seed Sahali Sabres.
Yeah, Terry Fox and Hansworth were their only two losses.
Hansworth a 2 seed, weren't they? No, that was Kitts was the 2 seed. And
They
Ian,
lost to Heritage Woods first day of the tournament.
nice finish for Darley. Ian Hyde-Lay's going to take a timeout. His team down 18. Zach, get inside the mind of one of BC's best coaches. What's the adjustment? It's an easy ask. I think you can get there.
Just let me crawl into that. It's right now. This is a tough matchup. They're 11 seed for a reason. They struggled all season, but got hot at the right time. On paper, this matchup doesn't favor them, so they just have to work extra hard just to compete with these guys. They've got so much talent with them, and if they're not executing at 100%, it's going to be so hard down the stretch. They're already in a 20-point hole, but really what's going on is the offense is. They've gone away from the high-low post play, and the defense is just they're chasing. They can't really track down. LaFontaine's cooled down, but at the same time, they're getting a lot of extra looks. They're getting a lot of good post play. Van Lent's been controlling the boards. It's whenever someone slows down, another one takes his place. Like a Hail Hydra situation. But yeah, I mean,
Next man up.
Right now, it's nothing is really operating. They've only scored 36 points so far in this game, halfway through the third. They've allowed 56. Ben Hitchens is just running circles around it. Right, there's so much that Jags need to work on. It's got to start on the defensive end, but their offense execution was there. They had the good looks at the beginning of the quarter. A couple blocks and some missed layups have kind of gone away from that. Right there, they had it. Jinwoo Park. He had the ball down low with the lane. He tried to force the pass. It's a good it's a good time to go to the basket there. They need some good minutes from Park. They need to give Hellman some minutes just to rest up. He's been battling for a while now.
That's Izzy Hellman with the ball. Fry to Kuhn, and he's fouled. Darley.
Foul was against George Elliott, number 12, Matt Darley. His second personal foul. 13 foul.
Second on Darley. 20-point game. Fry for Kuhn. And another foul called on Elliot. That's on Auger.
Foul was against the Coyotes, number 17, Chris Auger. It is his first personal foul, fourth team foul.
Jinwoo Park. Up high for Olynyk. They're going to let Carter Fry do work. Olynyk, high post. Into the corner. Kuhn doubled. He's got to get rid of it. He's trapped. Gets it to Park. Park, baseline. Hellman, three, blocked. And we'll get a shot clock violation as that ball didn't land until after the horn blew.
Yeah, Tristan Kuhn kind of put himself in a tough position there on the wing, holding the ball, allowing the double team to come towards him. Then they had to scramble play after that. These are the kind of mistakes that St. Michael's has been making this entire ball game.
Auger into the chest of Park. Tough finish. Chris Auger. There's this Elliot zone. Hellman, Park. 3-ball for Fry, no good.
Yeah, it's really hard to get those threes to fall. That pass not in the pocket. Fry had to sky just to catch that one, let alone let it go.
Stops being a spot up three when the pass isn't good.
Yeah.
McCarthy on Fry, turning into the body, and he walked. Fry to Kuhn, down low for Olenek, picked up his dribble. Lazy pass looking for Carter Fry, stolen Hitchens, good speed to the basket, contact, and he'll shoot a pair. That should be 4 on Kuhn now.
Foul is number 4 of the Blue Jays. It is his 4th personal
Yeah, he had to play the wrist. Tristan Kuhn's been giving him good minutes. One of the few players whose shots actually have been falling somewhat. Probably the best offensive player. First half had 11 points, 2 of 6 from deep, but you had to trust him. I think they're going to keep him in there. You have to trust Tristan Kuhn to know where the line is.
Oh, that's going to be St. Michael's ball. Looked like it was Noah Hellman and Carter Fry fighting over it. Friendly whistle for St. Michael's.
And these are just like the simple mistakes. A zip pass that you just don't catch. Don't know what else. These are just mental errors that the Blue Jags are making in spades right now. And give the credit to George Elliott's defense. The intensity and they're just stymieing them. And not giving him any time to think, rushing them, forcing them to make tough decisions very quickly. Not much you can do. Ask if you're Ian Hyde-Lay. Just said we gotta be better. That's pretty much the extent of it.
Olenek up top, Fry. Kuhn inside, free throw line jumper, no good. Hellman tips it to himself, puts it on the floor and is blocked by McCarthy. Nick LaFontaine's back in, as is Jaden Lever. Kuhn, Fry, swings it, 3-ball, Kinahan, wide right, 23-point game, Elliot pulling away. McCarthy fouled by Kinahan.
Foul against the Blue Jays, number 11. It is his 4th personal foul. At the line,
That's 4 on Kinahan, 4 on Kuhn.
McCarthy.
McCarthy hits the freebie. Second one's good. Fry inside, the floater, no. Airball, rebound Olenek. And Nick LaFontaine read that all the way. Down the other way, LaFontaine in the finish. He's got 26.
Ian Hyde-Lay is screaming out patience, patience when they're trying to attack. Get the high-low. They're getting the ball in the post. They're trying to set screens. They're just rushing, just trying to scream patience to his players.
Airball, Will Kinahan. And at the other end, the make from Carter McConnell. Three ball, Kinahan tries it again, can't buy a bucket. And LaFontaine threw it out of bounds. Subs for St. Michael's, Justin Lee and Izzy Hellman. Will bring out Olenek and Kinahan. Three on the shot, on the clock. Lee puts it up, no good. Rebound.
And with completion of the third quarter, the score so far, the Blue Jags 36, the Coyotes 65.
At the end of three, it's a 29-point lead. George Elliott, 65. Nope, I misread that. No, I didn't misread that. 65-36. Back in a minute with the fourth quarter of semifinal action on BC Boys 2A Provincial Championship Tournament on TFSCTV.ca. Welcome back to center court at the Langley Event Center. I'm Max Sussman. With me is Zach Griffin. You're watching BC Boys AA Provincial Semifinal action here on TFSCTV.ca. The number 7 seed George Elliott Coyotes lead 65-36 going into the fourth over the number 11 seed St. Michael's University School Blue Jags. Kickball called on Elliott. They'll turn over the turnover. So this ball right side up. Fry with Lever all over him, blocked. Oh, and a late foul call. Caden Kulik on the hand.
Foul says the number 6 of the Coyotes, Caden Kulik. It is his third personal foul.
Fry missed the free throw. Here's McConnell, guarded by Izzy Hellman, going baseline. He'll step out of bounds, but they'll call the foul on Hellman.
Foul assessed to number 20 of the Blue Jays. Izzy Hellman, it is his third personal foul. First team foul in the fourth quarter, Blue Jays.
Three ball, McConnell. Got it! The hot shooting continues for George Elliott.
McConnell.
Lee picked up his dribble. Ball inside, knocked away by LaFontaine. McConnell on the lead pass, right to the rack. McConnell, tough finish.
With the layup, Carter McConnell.
And it's Coyotes by 34.
It was just one of those games, you know, when Nick LaFontaine's coming out hitting those shots he was in the first half, it's going to be hard to come back from. They had one of those successful games. Meanwhile, St. Michael's can't buy one.
Blue Jags continue to struggle as Jinwoo Park checks in.
Number 3, Nick LaFontaine, his first personal foul. Second team foul, bringing to the line number 21, Carter Fry.
Fry hits a free throw, trying to make it a 32-point game. I still believe. Nope, never mind. I don't believe anymore.
Everything hinged on that free throw.
Nick
And you
LaFontaine.
blew it.
Moving screen called on McCarthy. Olynyk checks back in. He'll bring out Carter Fry. Everything's been tough sledding for number 21 in blue.
Yeah, 3 of 14 shooting, 0 of 7 from the three-point line, only 7 points, 3 rebounds. He had to have a big game and just wasn't his day.
Justin Lee for Jinwoo Park. The finish just isn't there. It's a good nickname for Justin Lee. They call him Juice.
They keep calling, yeah, everything is juice.
I love it. LaFontaine pulls up for 3, no. It's all dried up for Nick LaFontaine. 24 points in the first half, 2 points since then.
I think he just wants one so he can silence that whatever team that is sitting in the front row. They've been giving him a hard time the entire second half.
Kulik hits the 3.
Finally gets one to fall, 0 for 6 going into that one.
Caden Kulik, one of the more interesting spellings of Caden I've ever seen. K-H-A-Y-D-E-N. Jinwoo Park, free throw, no good. Full line change coming for George Elliott. McConnell pulls up, 15, no. Rebound tipped out for Lever. His 3, no, and a putback, and 1. Carter McConnell, are you kidding me?
I think he got hit by 2 of his teammates, then maybe another St. Michael's player was in the area. But yeah, that's one of the toughest ones he's gonna have of the day.
You're gonna say it's on Jinwoo Park. So the line change, Ogier will wait for McConnell. Hitchens back in. Brandon Frechette, along with Tristan Hearn and Bergren Van Lent. Nick LaFontaine will sit. Ogier in, McConnell out. Likely for the rest of the game for Nick LaFontaine as they'll rest him up. They'll need a big game from him in the finals. Unless Sahali wins, then they'll be the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, either way, they're still going to need a big game from him. Sahali knocks off some tough teams, beating King George, following that up by beating Abbotsford Christian.
That's the 5 and the 3 seed, I believe.
Abbotsford Christian was the 13.
Oh, right.
12,
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Abbotsford Christian
seed,
had
yeah.
that upset, too. It would have been the 4 seed.
Yeah, St. Michael's beat Langley Christian, the
Right.
3 seed, in its quarterfinals yesterday. George Elliott knocking off Sea Cove.
And then DP Todd.
And then DP Todd, correct.
This bracket has gone the opposite of chalk unless you're Charles Hayes. Justin Lee rips it away. There goes Lee. Lost the handle, back out. Olynyk for Lee. Trying to feed Jinwoo Park, turned it over. So that's been the story for St. Michael's. A good play followed by a not so good play.
What would make it better is if LaFontaine hit a 3 here. That would pretty much sum up the game in 30 seconds.
LaFontaine couldn't do that, though. I don't think you can shoot
If he
from
did,
the
it'd be
bench.
impressive.
Quick subs. Frechette, air ball. Great pass, though. Hearn the finish.
That pretty much sums it up, too.
39-point lead for George Elliott. It's all but elementary as they'll head into the finals to play the winner of Sahali and Charles Hayes.
Nice pass.
Kuhn can't finish. That matchup coming up next. Sabres, Rainmakers, Charles Hayes, Zach. A lot of teams, a lot of BC basketball minds think they're just straight up the best team in the province.
I mean, we saw them play their quarterfinal game yesterday. It's hard to argue that point.
They've got easily the best player in the province, but Kai Layton was the one who dominated that basketball game as Kai Olynyk hits the shot.
Kai
Layton
Layton
29 and 12.
He got all the points, but it was Liam McChesney who was dominating. Just the presence that he commands is unbelievable. A 6'9", like a true wing. He plays like a wing. with that kind of length, that kind of skill. But yeah, it was Kai Layton asserting himself on the offensive end, getting all the buckets. But yeah, Liam McChesney will be the one to watch, see what he can do. This is a very solid Sahali team.
Oh! Berggren Van Lent drains the triple, and Elliot just shooters galore on this squad. Led by Nick LaFontaine, who's got 26. 28, rather. He did score in this fourth quarter. Hitchens the steal. Hitchens will just run it out. Lefty layup, no. Lee the rebound. Justin Lee pushing. Kuhn fouled by Frechette. Subs for both teams. Darley in for Elliott, as is McConnell. Hitchens will sit. So will Tristan Hearns. So it's all bench unit for George Elliott here, along with Berggren Van Lent. Number 5, Eunice Ozer. There he is, corner 3, no good. Into the game for the first time, along with number 14, Tadeo Allarding. That's a guy who's on the all-name team in the 2A bracket, no doubt. I wonder what kind of name that is, where that's from. Allarding, I've never heard. Free ball from McConnell is good. Baseline, got it, Kinahan. Finally.
Yeah, that makes it 15-point score for St. Michael's in this second half.
Yeesh. 84-43, 41-point lead for George Elliott. Floater, no. Rebounded by St. Michael's. It's Ty Olynyk pushing, fouled by Frechette. We'll get Jaden Lever. That's 3 on Frechette. So Van Lent will sit, and now it's all bench players. Darley, McConnell, Frechette, Lever, and Auger. Olynyk nails a pair of threes, gets it under 40. Sometimes it's just those emotional victories.
I mean, in a game like this, yeah, where the outcome is all but determined, the result's been just not set in stone. I mean, there are certain teaching points. I mean, you like to see your team continue to battle, continue to try and execute despite the hole. And for a lot of these guys, you look at players like a couple seniors, this is going to be their last chance. Players like Tristan Kuhn, Ty Olynyk, Jinwoo Park, a lot of these seniors, this last chance. They'll be playing in the bronze medal game tomorrow. There's just the element of is still in it, chance for a championship. This is their, they came so far, they've made they've proven everybody wrong just by getting here, and now they're in the semifinals. You just may as well win it all, but to come so close and yet so far, you can take pride in it, but also you can take the time in the game just to continue to execute despite the deficit, despite being in the hole that you're in.
Ken Wang is into the game. He was part of that title team 3 seasons ago. Didn't see the floor much in that one as a 10th grader. McConnell missed the second one. Rebounded by Eunice Ozer. Here's Wang. Baseline, Wang over Auger, fouled. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. This team, this Blue Jags team, 12-21 in the regular season, will finish no worse than 4th in the province.
It's pretty impressive.
And it would have been a run for the ages if they could make it to the finals. Be like the reverse when Charles Hayes came out of nowhere that first year as the 14 seed and made the finals. and nobody knew who they were. They just had this 7-footer named Justin McChesney. We'll see his little brother Liam next. And a lot of people saying this Charles Hayes team even better than that squad. I'm inclined to agree. A 2A team now, though, instead of a AAA squad. Deep triple, lever, no. Ball out of bounds, last touch by Auger.
The gutsy shot to take early in the shot clock. Let it launch from the volleyball attack line.
Is that what that line's called? I never know what to call it. The attack line?
The 3-meter line, the attack line, yeah. You can't, if you're back row and trying to hit, you have to jump from behind it.
Right. Ball out of bounds for St. Michael's. Lever, high arcing 3, no. Auger the rebound. Darley's triple, no. Rebound by Kinahan, the last starter left out there for St. Michael's. The 11th grader. Into the corner, Ozer, head fake. Over Auger, no. Kinahan, 10 on the shot clock, double teamed. Gets it over LeVere, here's Ozer, into the corner, Wang, head fake, drop step, layup, no. Rebound, Allerding, rejected, but a foul on Auger.
Foul was County's number 17, Chris Auger, and his third personal foul. Brings to the line number 14, today Allerding.
Allerding made it a 38-point game. Wang the rebound, another foul on Auger. And Ken Wang will be shooting. St. Michael's in the bonus.
Foul was number 17, Chris Auger, and his fourth personal foul.
Bank is open, late on a Friday. Wang hits the pair, 85-49 as we continue semifinal Friday here at center court at the Langley Event Center. Frechette, no. Rebound McConnell, no. Auger, put back, no, and he'll go to the free throw line. Coming up next, the number 1 seed in the tournament, the number 1 player in the province, Liam McChesney and the Charles Hayes Rainmakers against Callum Wilson, Jaden Smith, and the Sahali Sabres. The 12 seed up against the 1 seed, that would be an upset for the ages if Sahali can pull it off. .36 seconds to go.
Yeah, why not? My bracket in this draw has already been busted.
Yeah, St. Michael's blew it up at the beginning.
There was a few. Both these teams have done a pretty good job of that.
Inside, Wang, out to Lee. And he stepped on the line. So Elliot's just got to get it across the timeline, then they can dribble it out. And I would imagine they will, because it would be very rude to take a shot here.
Ill form.
Jamal Murray ain't walking through that door. The final score, 85-49. Elliot, the Coyotes are headed to the finals. And their dream run continues. Back. Zach, your player of the game, I'd imagine it's got to be Nick LaFontaine.
Well, I was going to say it because I saw the official, the director, writing his name down right beside me. So yes, it is Nick LaFontaine.
You got it right. LaFontaine finishing with 28 points, 6 rebounds, hot shooting from deep. So up next, the 1 seed, Charles Hayes Rainmakers, the 12 seed, Sahali Sabres, playing for the privilege of a spot in the finals against the George Elliott Coyotes. 26 points, 7 rebounds for LaFontaine, the player of the game. Our final semifinal here on Semifinal Friday, coming up in 7 minutes. For Zach Griffin, I'm Max Sussman. Till then, love you. Bye.